So let's start with the response from Rooster Teeth. Short form being two employees did not follow the code of conduct and were fired, and programming is being adjusted to make up for that loss. Which is kind of a vague response and doesn't really mention who or what is involved, which I think kind of becomes an issue when you have two people accused of very different crimes, the only thing really connecting them being the timing of the leaks. So for this, I will just be focusing on the Adam Kovic leaks and not anything to do with the other Rooster Teeth staff member. So Adam has been with Funhaus since 2015 when it was created, but he also had been working with the same group of people, Bruce Green, James Willems, Spool, and Joel Rubin, since he had been at Inside Gaming. And before that, he had been involved in video games and in YouTube with Inside Halo. But I think the response from those around him has done more to divide people than the initial leaks itself, which are hard to find and kind of, I guess, hard to grasp from unless you dive into all of them, and there are a lot of them, unfortunately. This leak doesn't necessarily show anything immoral from Adam. It does not show him cheating. It does not show him engaging in anything with minors. It's just kind of because, unlike Ryan, he was not necessarily accused of engaging with a minor, and the leaks didn't show that either. So these were personal, obviously inappropriate pictures, sometimes on company grounds, and this does deserve to be for him to be fired. But the response to it is kind of where it gets tricky. After this, Adam set his Twitter to private, blacked out all of his images, and then it was only later that he actually removed it. But before he removed that and deleted his account, he did post this statement, which is just a basic apology. He addresses what he did was wrong, and he apologizes for it and understands that the actions that have been taken are okay in regards to him being fired. But it doesn't really say what he did or where he did it or what happened. And now, of course, his account is deleted. So I'm just going to be going through these responses quickly and just kind of letting you read them and then illustrating kind of what I think that this means in regards to the situation. So overall, this gives the implication that the response hasn't necessarily been deserved. It doesn't really talk about what was done, more of what people's reaction was to it. On the other hand, James Willems just goes into how the action itself made him feel, not really going into anything that has happened in response to it, and basically comes out with the message of looking towards the future. The team is strong, obviously. He's not going to say that it's going to be bad or that things are going to be worse. So here I have Jacob and Johns together. It's kind of just feeling bad and not really going too much into it, so I won't go over it. So here's where people start to get divided. We get a song quote from Lawrence, and I don't have to read into that for you. And then we see Raul's response, and he's actually been talking for a lot through this, but I just haven't mentioned him because I'm just saving it for the end because it is a lot, and I think it is one of the reasons why this makes it harder. So this is Alana's response. It's basically, I work with good people, I appreciate all of them, and you can kind of see Raul still kind of keeping a good relationship with all of them and kind of messing around in the comments. And here we go. I haven't been a part of the Funhouse family for over a year and refuse to make any further content with them. Blame Adam Kovic and fuck Adam Kovic. Oh, and it ain't got shit to do with nudes. I guess I should have read this in an English accent. Anyways, so this obviously divided a lot of people. But I think an important point needs to be made with this first statement, and it ain't got shit to do with nudes. So it has nothing to do with the situation at hand. So this is saying that his problem with him is completely unrelated. So in response to that first tweet, some people accused him of making it about himself. And he said that he wanted to give his reason for why he wasn't in the videos. But can you still say that during this situation? You have a man dealing with a problem in which people don't know all the facts, and when there's a lot of uncertainties, and you have you just kind of adding books to the fire, but you're not really telling us what books you're adding, so we don't know if you're burning the right books. So we're left with this comment that divides people. And I think in the end, Raul is wrong. He is involving himself. When the conversation is, as he states, just about nudes. And you're just adding this anecdote, I was wronged by him in the past. You're not contributing to the conversation. You're just trying to make it about yourself. I don't see how you can't see that when you yourself also state it has nothing to do with it. When a creator is going through what Adam is going through right now, how does you adding in your own personal beef help him or hurt him? It does hurt him. That's the only thing it can do. So how are you still showing respect to these people around him while also trashing this person that they're standing by? You need to either be upfront with what happened or remove yourself from the conversation, because adding vague past experiences doesn't help deal with what's happening now, especially when it's not related. So here's where I want to put Adam's wife's comment. So check out her merch. It seems like she's standing by him, and it seems like he is trying to stand by her. So I don't see how Raul posting these images and memes in the comments helps the situation. So, in summary, let's wait, see what happens. I think Raul is just adding fire to fire without necessarily any purpose, and I hope he sees that.